don't know if you step into the limelight.
How's everybody doing today? Everybody? Yeah. Happy to be alive. It's 2023. Thank you all for being here. You all are beautiful people. Sorry, I got two microphones in my hand right now. But I'm just happy to be here. You know, Keisha said earlier that 2020 we had a huge run with Pop, and then the year after that, boom, COVID was live and well, and it took over everything that we were trying to do. So we did skip 1 year, and then we came back virtually the year after. And so just to be in person and to be amongst this good energy, and we call everyone here family, it's just a really positive and happy thing. And I'm just happy to be here with you, friend. Hi.
Hey, friend. How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah. No, I'm excited to be here too. I think the last Pop event that was in person was in 2019, and that one itself was very impactful. I remember it vividly, and what was made at that event, some of those things have come to fruition, and it's just been really special.
Are we losing our mic? Oh, here we go. Maybe we gotta be close.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, just being here in person, it's excellent. I'm glad that we can, bounce back. It's a pivot.
Yeah. So talk to everybody about what Limelight Live is and what we've been able to do since 2020, essentially, since we were back in person.
So Limelight Live is a podcast talk show dedicated to creatives, and we cover everything from a creative lens. So whether we're talking about finance, relationships, family, navigating a city like LA, you name it. What does that look like for the person who's pursuing a creative industry, a creative field, or just wants to tap into that, right?
Yeah.
We try to garner conversations that inspire and that are aspirational by tapping into different professionals that we know in the creative world, and hopefully people can gain from that.
Yeah.
And we're in our 4th year. We just wrapped our 4th season, y'all. The theme of Pop is, your one-word year, right? So typically I pick a word.
Yeah.
But this year I chose a phrase. It's 4 words. Okay, and it's because of what happened in my 2022 that I chose, okay, this is what I'm gonna go with. But my phrase for 2023 is keep that same energy. Okay? Let me tell you something. People immediately think that at the beginning of every year, you have to reinvent yourself. You have to think of something new. But what if you already got something going good? And that was my reality. I really did have a solid 2022, and I think it's because I applied a lot of the things that I've been working towards into action. And I saw the fruits of that labor come to me. So in my head, I was like, nah, Josh, you're on a good wave, ride that. And so my vision board literally says, keep that same energy, because I'm going great and I'm achieving more. And so that's really where the inspiration for my board came from. And there's a lot of really unique things on it.
Okay. Well, can I put on mine? Give me some of that energy. I'm gonna need some of that all over here. No, I think that's really good. I'll be 100% honest with you guys. I haven't quite figured out what my one-word year is, and I was hoping today that I would come and get inspired by other people, and which I have been. Shout out to Reggie. Reggie, can you wave for me, please? Reggie has just been so amazing, you guys. His vision boards are the ones that we have there in the center. Please take a look at them if you're looking for some inspiration. I always get inspiration from looking at his and looking at other people's. But for me, I think my one word, if I had to lean, the first thing that comes into my mind is grace. I feel like I really need to have grace with myself and everyone around me. Those who know me knows that 2022 was like literally kicking my ass. Like 2022 did a whole number on your girl, and I took a lot of L's. And so for me, just having grace with myself and just understanding that these seasons happen, and sometimes you need the contrast. Sometimes the contrast is what comes to you that helps you to really evaluate the good that you have in your life. And when you have the contrast, it helps you to appreciate other things that are around you that are good. So I have to be appreciative and have grace for this moment and take one step at a time as I'm appreciating all the things and all the people in my life. And then another thing, is anybody here familiar with Abraham Hicks? Anybody know who Abraham Hicks is?
I heard it yesterday.
Yeah, we got a couple Abraham Hicks fans here. Okay, I love her. You guys check her out. I might even put some of her I call them lyrics, because she's tuned in, tapped in, turned on. Y'all know that, right? But I was listening to Abraham Hicks, and she was talking about, and forgive me while I gather it, instead of doing things that you are required to do, doing things that you're inspired to do.
Okay.
And I think that's really something I want to tap into, because sometimes when you're required to do a thing, you find yourself not finding the joy within that. So really focusing on things that inspire me to do the things that I want to do is what I'm really focusing on this year. So it's going to be a little bit of grace and a little bit of inspired over required.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
That totally makes sense. By the way, there's no rules to this.
Yeah.
Like, obviously pick your word, but if you want to pick 2 words, 3 words, hell, pick a book. You know what I'm saying? There's no rules to this. We just give you that as kind of like a stepping stool, right? You can build around that as you wish.
I'm close to this mic too.
So I want to ask you, I want to talk about vision board experiences. And is there a vision board that you can look back on and be like, this happened, or this happened, or yeah?
Okay, going back in time, story time. Kisa had the very first pop experience that I came to as a guest. This was back in 2014. She had it at one of the downtown showrooms that she was a part of. And I put launch on that vision board, and I wrote in LaMay.com. And that was the year that I launched LaMay.com. I think I also put a destination that I really wanted to go to, and I ended up going to that destination. I put that I really wanted to start running and really getting into my health and fitness, and I kid you not, that was probably the fittest year I ever was. I'm trying to get that back. I'm trying to get that back. Shout out to everybody who has fitness goals here. Hi Tasha, talk to her, she's amazing. We know that, when you really manifest things, when you really focus on it and you're grateful for it before it gets here, and you just act like you own it, then you have it. So I launched LaMay that year, I got into my fitness that year, I had destinations, and it was just an amazing year for me. So I think that was the one that, my very first one stands out, and I believe I got some good attention over that one too.
So for me, I did a vision board in 2017, and I did design-wise, I loved it. I was like, oh, this is something I'm gonna love looking at, right? And I think I put things on there that I was like, this might happen, this might not happen, but I looked at it every single day because I was just so inspired by it and how it looked on the board. Well, there's been a scenario where I kept that vision board up for longer than a year. And when I tell you every single thing to that board came to fruition, it took longer than a year. But every single thing. I remember I had placed Ava on the board. And I was like, in some capacity, I'm going to work with this woman. And I didn't know what it was going to be.
Oh, wow.
Well, that year was the same year that Time Magazine was working on their Optimist issue. And Ava DuVernay was going to be the guest editor-in-chief for that. I submitted a video as part of their video series for that Optimist issue. And then I get a call saying, oh, I saw you on the site. And I was like, what are you talking about? And I had made it to the video series. Ava picked my clip to be a part of that series.
So you put something on your vision board in regards to working with Ava DuVernay, and then you posted something that got sent to her company, and then they reposted it, and you became within that network to some degree.
So it was for Time Magazine's Optimist issue for 2019. And so part of that issue had a video series that Ava she was editor-in-chief of. So they were selecting different video clips from people all around the nation. Mine was submitted. I mean, these were hundreds of submissions, and they were only picking 30.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, yo, Ava had eyes on me. And what the prompt was what are you optimistic about? And like my answer had something to the effect of, I feel optimistic about the young leaders of America, because it's the younger generation, they're really stepping up politically and things like that. And I also spoke about women, and how I feel like women leaders are really going to drive this nation forward, and so I hope that resonated with her, and I think that's why she selected me.
So one of the things I really want to talk about as we close this portion is shooting your shot.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be romantically. I know y'all ears perked up, but shooting your shot in regards to going for those opportunities, right?
Yep.
And putting yourself forward, putting your best foot forward. A lot of times, a lot of people have these goals for the new year in January, and you're like, okay, should I shoot my shot? Should I put myself out there? In what way do I want to put myself out there? And some people, they kind of get a little shy, so to speak, or they think, oh, that's corny, or oh, I shouldn't do this because you're so worried about what other people might be thinking. So for you had a great 2022. You shot your shot, and you got in there. You shooting shots, and you making buttons. Swish, 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 swish. So talk to us about getting over some of those fears, or getting, subduing some of those inhibitions that keep you from shooting your shot in 2023.
I think for me, it's about perspective. I looked at the world and realized, excuse my language, but like a lot of shit don't matter. It really doesn't. And so I have now resolved myself to do every single thing that I ever wanted to do.
Yeah.
Whether I have an audience of 1 or 1,000 or whatever, I'm going to do everything I've ever wanted to do. And I'm talking about like when I was a kid. I wanted to be a DJ for years.
Really?
I'm a DJ now. Period. j.Pinkay.
That's right.
I'm like, that's me. So like, I'm gonna pursue that, and I don't care who wants to listen to how I stand or whatnot. Like, I'm gonna do every single thing that I've ever wanted to do. Even if it's something that's just private to me. It's more so about letting out my creativity. It's more so about utilizing, that creative muscle.
Yeah.
And not letting anyone tell me no, because I'm tired of no.
Okay.
I'm not gonna tell myself no.
Okay.
So I'm gonna make it happen with myself.
There we go. Well, I love that. But one of the things I'm gonna shoot my shot with is I'm gonna really get back into my hosting. I've been doing this producing thing for a while. I started off as a host. I see Crystal looking at me. Crystal, we gonna have to talk. So I'm gonna need your help. Shout out to Crystal Giggs, Miss Giggs. And I'm really gonna focus on that because things have happened within this last year that have told me that, Sharíck, now it's time for you to focus on you and being back in front of the camera. Y'all see me now. I didn't put my makeup on today. I just been out here grinding and hustling. But I'm getting back to being myself and overcoming some of those tragedies that I've gone through. And I think that's inspiring me. And I think it's good to talk about it. And I think it's good for me to help others find their voice within my voice as well. So that's what we're going to do. So do you have any final thoughts for Pop Vol.7, j.Pinkay?
I would say stay tuned for the evolution of Limelight Live.
Yes.
Because in our 5th year, I think we're going to do something very, very different. That's the year is going to be.
I'm going to just put it out there. 2023, we're going to own our own space. 2023, we're going to have our own space. We're going to have our own production house. People will be able to come to us. You can still come to us now if you want us to help you produce your podcast. I feel like a lot of people in here have voices that need to be heard. A lot of people have stories that need to be told. A lot of people need to tell their triumph and all of the things that they've gone through. Is that Venus?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Venus is here, our favorite guest. We love you. But yeah, so you guys, this is Limelight Live. Make sure you follow us on all platforms. Limelight Live Show. We are on Instagram. We are we still on Facebook, child. We still on Facebook. We're still there. I don't know how. But we're definitely going to be ramping up in 2023. So we really appreciate you all for being here, for listening to us, and come talk to us, please. And we love you guys. Anything else you want to say?
Follow me at j.Pinkay. And you can check out what I'm doing at j.Pinkay.com.
And this episode will be on LimelightLiveShow.com. We'll see y'all later. And then DJ Kenny says, get the music back, please. And we will have a special performance coming up.
Step into the limelight.